Okay, we'll get started because it is 10:40 and we were supposed to start at 10:30. 10 minutes isn't really a deal breaker, but I want to make sure everyone has time to get to the next session after this one, which will start at 11:30. So our speaker is Greg Dwyer. His voyage in the realm of entertainment began over 4 decades ago, a path that has seen him grace stages worldwide, captivating audiences with his dynamic presence and innate talent. His early foray into the limelight included a remarkable television debut on The Late Show with David Letterman, a momentous occasion that reached over 6 million viewers and set the tone for a career defined by success and influence. In 2016, Greg channeled his extensive experience and visionary leadership into establishing Diamond Mind Potential, a beacon in the entertainment world. This venture was not just a business, but a culmination of Greg's lifelong passion for the arts and his commitment to excellence. Diamond Mind Potential stands as a testament to his belief in the transformative power of entertainment, offering an array of services from top-tier business speakers to seasoned entertainers and renowned authors. Please join me in welcoming Greg Dwyer.
The lack of focus is why we have a lack of greatness. Jerry Seinfeld. Jerry Seinfeld, he's a funny guy. Apparently, distraction is not funny. I've been doing some research about people who work at libraries. I never realized this. I never realized how often you get distracted. You know, I do a lot of speaking for sales organizations. I didn't realize that working with the public, people are coming up to you all the time and constantly getting distracted. So today, we're going to look at 4 ways of thinking so that focus becomes a habit so that you don't have to think about it. Would that be okay? Now, what I'm going to share with you, most of you have probably heard this before. Probably 90% and probably 70% of it you actually use in your life. I'm just hoping that at 10:30 or 11:30 when you walk out of here, you'll have one facet, one nugget, one diamond that you're going to do differently so that you make focus a habit. Now, people who try to get focused, they tend to rely on the conscious mind, like best practices, which is, it's fine. But what I learned as a magician back in the 70s, and this is the first point, by the way, is that the conscious mind is easily distracted. Now, maybe you've seen this before, but play along. Hold out your arm just like this, the right or the left, it doesn't matter. And what you're going to do is you're going to make a circle with your thumb and your forefinger, okay, just like this. Now, don't hurt yourself, but as fast as you can, ready? 1, 2, 3, put it on your chin. And look at your neighbor and say, this is your chin. Now, some of you got it right. Some of you got it right. And some of you didn't, which is fine. That's fine. Some of you may have seen it before. But this is to make the point. The conscious mind is easily distracted because you did what you saw, not what I told you to do. Have you ever experienced that at the library where you're telling somebody what to do, the answer's right in front of them, and they don't see it? Okay. Here's another one. Now, this, I guarantee you haven't seen this before. This is how David Copperfield opens his show in Vegas at the MGM. You take your left arm and your right, and you put everything away, by the way. You don't want to be distracted. Take your left arm and put it over the right, just like this. You're going to cross it, right? Now, I can't see everybody in the room, but if you're doing it right, you're going to bring your hands down like this, okay? And then you're going to hold it tight, just like this, like a fist. Now, if you're doing it right, the thumbs are at the bottom, the pinkies are at top, okay? Now, Simon says, just do what I do. Ready? Look up here. Focus. And just do this. Now do this. How did I do it? Misdirection. That's how I did it. I wish you were with me. The year was 1972. It was my birthday. I just turned 10 years old. I'm at my grandparents' in Danbury, Connecticut, which is not that far from here. And the snow is coming down, the fireplace is roaring, and there's 34 people in my grandparents' house, all Italians except my uncle and my father, Irishman. And all of a sudden, everyone's talking at the same time, everyone's drinking, and my Uncle Victor is standing next to me. Now, Uncle Vic, he was in the theater, he was in the ballet, he was in show business. This is a guy that I, first of all, really miss, but he never had to kiss the Blarney Stone, if you know what I mean. He knew how to tell the story, and he was charming. He said, Greg, look at this. I still remember this so many years ago. He takes a quarter like this, he holds it up in front of my eyes, and he goes like this, and he goes, watch. And it was gone. Now, picture this. I'm 10 years old. I've never seen anything. I've never been to a magic show, never heard about this. I went, Uncle Vic, how did you do that? He said, Greg, I can't tell you. It's a secret. I know, but I can keep a secret. He said, yeah, Greg, so can I. Now, it was my birthday. I just turned 10, and I begged him. I said, come on, Uncle Vic, I need to know. How in the world did you take that quarter and make it disappear? Finally, he told me. He told me the secret, and the secret was that was the night that he introduced me to misdirection. Now, misdirection only has 2 tricks up her sleeves. The first one I'm sure you're all familiar with because I've done some research about your life. It is multitasking. Multitasking is something we get rewarded for in our lives, in our personal life, in our business life, but I will tell you, it is not good for us. If something is really, truly important to you, multitasking is not the way to go. Every single year in America, over 2 million people get hurt behind the wheel because they're driving to work or they're driving somewhere and they're paying attention to their cell phone or their text, and they get hurt behind the wheel. Over 2 million. Actually, it's between 2 and 3 million people go to the hospital because they pick up the cell phone at the wrong time. On average, we pick up our cell phones, we tap it, we swipe it, we click it 2,617 times a day. Okay? When people get to work, their office or wherever they're working, the library or anywhere, on average, they waste 12 and a half hours per week doing things that are not related to their life or their business. It's crazy. And someone actually figured this out. $650 billion is wasted every single year in America because people are not engaged. And I don't think it should be that. And sadly, 40,000 people die behind the wheel because the cell phone goes off at the wrong time, and it is the last time. So if you hear anything, if it's important to you, your family, your job, your life, don't multitask. I know we all have to do it here and there, but it really doesn't work often. Let me show you what I'm talking about. We all know the ABCs, right? Say this with me really quick. Ready? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z, right? Now let's count to 26. Ready? Ready? You with me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Easy. Now let's multitask. Ready? A1. Ready? You with me? A1, B2, C3, E4. It's hard. It's not easy. It's not easy. In fact, I've never done this before in my whole life, and I know it's not easy. It's not easy because we have to think about what we're doing. It's hard. So if it's really important to you, don't multitask. Multitasking isn't good. I remember, I don't know, this is like 4 or 5 years ago. I've been doing library presentations, Halloween shows and Christmas shows and magic shows for libraries in the tri-state area for like 5 years. And I remember one day I walked into a library, I think it was on Long Island, and I walked in and I said, I'm here for the 6 o'clock show. It was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I was setting up and getting everything ready for the magic show. And the lady was behind the desk, talking on the phone, on the computer, talking to me, and I was just not the priority. So that's the message that we sent. Now, listen, I'm guilty too. I do it too. We all do it. But if something is really important to you, by picking up your phone or doing something else, you send a message to that patron, whoever they might be, and they might be a donor to the library, you never know, that they're not that important. First thing is multitasking. The other one that she has up her sleeve is information overload. I'm sure you know what this is like. You got so many things going on in the work that you do, library staff, phone rings, people interrupt you, and you're like putting out fires all day long. Information overload, there was a guy by the name of George Miller that wrote a paper many, many years ago called The Magical Number of 7. And what he said was this: billions of bits of information are coming at us at the same time. We cannot take it all in. It's impossible. We can take in about 7 bits of information, give or take a couple, but that's it. Now, if you want to see this, don't do this now, please, but if you want to see this during the break or when you go home, go to Google and type in monkey business illusion. They have 2 teams. They have a team wearing all black jerseys standing over here. They have another team all wearing white jerseys there. They have basketballs, and they're passing the basketballs. Has anybody seen this? A couple people? Yeah. It's wonderful. So, spoiler alert, they say, we want you to focus on the white team, the ones that are wearing the white jerseys, they're passing the ball, count how many times they're doing it. And the answer is 16. In the middle of this chaos of the 2 teams passing the basketball, there's a guy in a gorilla suit. He's about 7 foot tall. You can't miss him. Like if you watch this again, he beats his breast, he goes like this, and he walks off the stage. So they asked the participants who are seeing this for the first time, the monkey business illusion, did you see the gorilla? Only 50% of the people that watched it were able to see it. It's insane. Now, I don't have a gorilla, but it'd be like this. If I said to you, I'd like you to look around the room for 7 things that are red. That would be easy, because there's people wearing red, and of course I'm wearing red, and there's red up there at the triangle. You're wearing kind of pink, red. So we can, oh, the exit sign over here. It's easy, right? Could we remember 7 things that are red, right? We could store that in our database, no big deal. But then, if I said to you, blue, 7 things that are blue. This man over here is wearing blue. I think I see blue back there. So now we're looking at 7 things. Oh, blue on the bottle. 7 things that are red. Now keep those in your mind, but then add 7 things that are blue. Then do this. Add another 7 things that are red. Now I got to look back in the control room to see some more things that I didn't see before. The fire extinguisher way in the back. Then, if I said, okay, we did red, red, now do blue again, you could not take it in. Am I right? There's no way. There's no way in the world you could take it in, because that's information overload. So they brought the group in, they showed them a movie again. They said, now we want you to focus not only passing of the basketball, we want you to focus on the guy in the gorilla suit, 7 feet tall, that stood up and went like this. Make sure you don't miss that guy. Make sure. So they showed the video to these people. They said, did you see the gorilla? They're like, yeah, we did. It's amazing. Then they said this. Did you notice that the curtain changed color? It was red, now it's blue. Nobody noticed it, because they were focusing on that one thing. So I'm sure there's nobody in the room that knew how I did this, but I'm going to share how I did it. Multitasking. That was the first. Information overload. I use misdirection. I want to show it to you. But I don't want to just show you how I did it. I want to teach it to you so that you have it in your body. You know how to do it. Is that okay? All right. So here's my request. David Copperfield is a colleague of mine. He walks out on the MGM. He walks out on a bare stage. He goes like this, and then he does this. So this is how he opens his show. It is a trade secret. So you can't tell anybody. I know we're filming this, but you got to promise that you don't put it on YouTube and you share it, because I belong to the Society of American Magicians, which is the association, which is the secret. I shouldn't have even told you that. But here's the deal. You can't tell anybody. You can show somebody. You can teach it to somebody. Just don't teach them how I did it. So if you're okay with this, stand up. That's an indication that I know you're not going to share this information with anybody. Stand up, put everything away, because you're gonna learn how I did this. This is misdirection. at the highest level, right? All right, so here's how I did it. You do it with me, because when you do it, you'll actually get it. You'll get it in your physiology. That's really how you learn things, right? So you take the left, and you put it over the right. And that's what we all did. We all began like this. Now remember, this was the very first time we did this. So you're like, I don't get it. Like, this is kind of weird. Multitasking, information overload. Then I asked you to do this, right? Now, while you were looking, I said, follow me, if you're doing it right, your thumbs are at the bottom, your pinkies are at the top. Sir, I think you got it right. I let go. I let go. You're looking over at your hands, right? Then I brought it in like this, and that's how I did it. I did it with misdirection. So that's it. So let's do it together. Open your hands like this, all right? That's it. It's misdirection. You can't focus on everything. It's totally impossible, all right? So hold it like this. Now go like this and hold it really tight. Now look up here. This is where I let go. But I don't have to, because I already did. That's misdirection. Have a seat. Have a seat. So the first point, if you're taking notes, the first point is this. The conscious mind is easily distracted. Now, the way that I remember this, it's really silly. But the way that I remember this is I hold up my hand like this and I go, this is the conscious mind. Constantly distracted. Google, AI, all the stuff on the internet, emails, patrons. There's just too many things. And once you become overwhelmed, and once you become stressed, and once multitasking kicks in, is there burnout in the library profession? I know, I did my research. This is not a canned speech. I looked at this, I looked at AI and said, what are they struggling with? And that's what I found out. Burnout, turnover, exhaustion. It's because there's just too much information, and when you try to absorb it all, you're not gonna be healthy. Remember the person driving behind the wheel. So if the conscious mind is easily distracted, which I think you know that it is, right? Maybe the answer is the unconscious. I thought so too. But what I learned is the unconscious is set in its ways. That's the second point. The year was 1973, true story. It was a year later. It was December 26. I'm home in New Fairfield, Connecticut. I still remember this. I'm sitting down with my mom. We're watching TV. It's the holiday. And all of a sudden, my mom turns on what she calls the idiot box, right? The television. She called it the idiot box. And we're watching television, and I'm turning the channels, the programs, right? And all of a sudden, this movie trailer comes on, and my mom, you gotta know my mom, Italian, brown hair, brown eyes, very religious. She sent money to the Pope, she sent money to Billy Graham, she was metaphysical, now I'm 11 years old. It's Boxing Day, and I'm watching TV with her, and I'm thinking, this is crazy what she's saying. She rolls her eyes and she goes, I can't wait. I go, Mom, it's just a movie. Anybody know what the movie was? December 26, 1973. Anybody?
Oh, It's a Wonderful Life?
No, it's darker than that. I love that movie. I love that movie, by the way. A Wonderful Life. Oh, I love that movie. Some people say Jaws. Did you guess Jaws? What is it? No, it's darker than that. My mom was like so much against this movie. The Exorcist, yes. She's throwing up, and all of a sudden my mom goes, Gregory, be careful what you expose your mind to. Now you got to picture this. I'm 11 years old. I don't believe any of this. I don't believe anything that my mom tells me, right? And I said, Mom, it's just a movie. She says, Gregory, I knew I was in trouble when she said that. She said, Gregory, be careful what you expose your mind to. Apparently she was right. These commercials haven't been on television for years. Don't squeeze the, who said Charmin, right? You deserve a break today at McDonald's, right? Where's the beef, right? This is programming. This is the reason why people run programs all the time on television, which is programming, right? I think my mom was right about the idiot box. But we've all been programmed. There's no way in the world we can escape this. All of us. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I like you to think of a number between 1 and 10, like 3, but not like 3. Do you got it? If you thought of 7, if the first thing that popped in your mind was 7, raise your hand if that was true. A lot of you. You've been programmed. If you didn't think of 7, you've been programmed anyway. We all been programmed. I like you to think of a color. Did red or blue pop into your head? Yeah. If you did, you've been programmed. If you didn't, you've been programmed. There's no way to get around it. Now, the difference is conditioning is what we do to ourselves. It's what we do to ourselves. Now, people who study this say we have about 45 to 65,000 thoughts every single day, but more likely it's more like 6,000. But what everyone agrees on is 90% of what we think, this is going to scare you more than The Exorcist, what we think and what we say and what we do every single day, about 90% of it is rote and habitual. It's crazy. Can you imagine that? It kind of reminds me of another movie, and maybe you remember what this movie is. Oh, wait, campers, rise and shine. Don't forget your booties, because it's cold outside. Yeah, some of you are repeating the lines with me. Rise and shine, campers, and don't forget your booties, because it's cold outside. It's Groundhog Day. Now, I love that movie. I watch it every February 2nd, but I don't want to live in it, every single day thinking the same thoughts, doing the same thing, saying the same thing, and acting out the same way. But people who study this say that that is what our life is like. This is conditioning. We're running patterns over and over and over again. Now, here's the interesting thing about this. If the unconscious mind is easily distracted, right, which it is, and hopefully I've demonstrated that for you, the unconscious mind is unconscious. We're not aware of it. If you remember the movie, Bill Murray, he's starting off doing things. He's not aware that he's doing these things. He's completely, like if I'm looking up here, it's hard for me to see what's here. Like I might look down, but it kind of is unconscious. It's, you're not aware of it. So I need a volunteer. I will not embarrass you, I promise, but we're going to have some fun. I want you to come up and pick a deck of cards. So it's really simple, but who's got a birthday in the month of June? Anybody? Anybody? Oh, come on. Don't lie to me. Do you have a birthday in the June? What about July? Would you come up, sir? Excellent. What's that?
I'm here.
What is your first name?
Tomorrow.
Nice to meet you. Have we met before?
Yes, we did. Here.
Yes, I thought so. Give him a round of applause. Okay. So when's your birthday?
July 15th.
July 15th. Okay. So I have 2 packs of cards. I have blue and red. Right? All been programmed conditioning, right? So which one would you like?
Blue.
All right, that's for you. Now just do as I do. Open up the deck and have them face like this, face down. And all you're going to do is you're going to just make a cut. One cut, just like that. Okay? All right. Now I asked you when your birthday was. It was 15. Do you want to stay with 15 or do you want to pick any other number between 1 and 52? 15. So this is kind of memorable. He's 15. First of all, we didn't work this out, have we? No. And we don't know each other.
Correct. We don't.
Okay, and you sound happy about that. You're not a stooge. We didn't work this out. He didn't say 15. Okay. All right, let's cut it again one more time. All right. That's good. No, you're doing really well. So here's what we'll do. Face the audience, count out 15 cards. Go slow because we don't want to have you double deal. Go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and the 15th is the top card. Put it on the top. Now, even if I memorize the deck, which I know some of my colleagues, that's what they do. They memorize the whole deck. I'm not that smart. So I'm not doing that. But if I could tell you what that card was, go ahead, look at that card. I'll turn away. All right, put it back down. All right, now, you had a free choice. You could have chose the red deck or the blue deck.
Free will. Yeah.
Free will. Free will is an illusion. And he said his birthday was on the 15th. And you counted down 15 cards, and I counted down 15 cards, right? All right, and I'm thinking your card is either a picture card, it's either a number card, it's either spades, hearts, diamonds, or clubs. So I have a good idea within the parameters, right? Would you be amazed if I could guess your card?
I will.
You would? Why?
Because I don't think you should know the card.
Oh, okay. On the count of three, show your card to the audience. 1, 2, 3. What do you got? What do you got? Oh, you got a joker. So do I.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh. It's not that impressive. Look at the rest of the cards. They're all jokers. And now I know what you're thinking. I can't believe we hired this joker. But you think you had a free choice. You have every single, and this is how life is. It's like Groundhog Day. We think, okay, have you ever met somebody that gets married, then they get divorced, and they say, oh, he was such a jerk, or she was such a jerk, they were so abusive, or they were an alcoholic, or this happened to me, and then they repeat it again? Or something happens, and then they repeat it again, and they're like, I can't believe they don't see it. And I think we can all relate to this. Give him a round of applause. So in a moment, I'm going to ask you to find a partner. And the first assignment is you're going to explain how you get multitasked, how you get misdirected, which is the first point. First point is, this is how I get misdirected. I go to work and then something happens. Then we're going to go to the second part. So do that now. You got about a minute per person. So pick somebody close to you. You can stand up. Let's have you stand up for a second. Stand up for just a second. And you got about a minute each. I'm going to reward somebody with a gift if you have a great idea. So there is a reward system. So how you get distracted in real life. You go to work and this happens or something happens. Everybody pick a partner. If you don't have a partner, raise your hand. Over here, you could partner with her. Okay, if you could switch, if you could hear my voice, just switch so the other person shares. Okay, if you can hear my voice, please have a seat. Please have a seat. Now, here is my bribe. This is a library card that has my books on it. You don't have to buy this. I sell this, not at libraries, but at corporate events for $95. It has a bunch of audios, has a bunch of books on focus, which I'm going to give away. And I'm going to give it away to the person that has the ability to share from their seat how they get distracted, in everyday life, that the conscious mind is easily distracted. You go and do something, and then something else happens. So who would like to earn this card? Who would like to share? Yes?
I have ADHD.
Okay. So what is that like? What is that like?
So I have trained my brain to be organized
Mm-hmm.
and put everything into boxes. But so for example, I work in the IT department. So I come in, I open my inbox, I see what's going on, I look at my calendar, I see what's going on, I make my list, the phone rings. So as I'm working on a ticket perhaps, the phone rings and it's a completely different situation from what I'm working on. So
Yep.
I work on that.
Yeah.
Hang up the phone, and then my brain is blank.
Yeah.
What was I doing?
Exactly.
And then I remind myself, oh, okay. And then a thought will pop in, and I'll be like, oh, you're starting to feel tired. Why are you feeling tired? Oh, I didn't eat anything.
Right.
Well, it's 11 o'clock. It's not quite lunchtime yet, and you haven't really quite done enough work yet to...
Can I tell you a secret? That's the rest of us. No, really. I don't have ADD. Come up and get your gift. That's how we all struggle. Come on up. No, it's true. We all can relate to this. That's good. What's your first name? Allison. Here you go. Thank you. All right, give her a hand. So the next assignment is harder, and I'll tell you why it's harder. How do you run patterns? And what I say are patterns is they are programs and conditioning that you're not aware of. Now, this is really easy. We all can relate to what she said because we're aware of it. We're conscious of it, right? But the unconscious, we're not aware of it. It's hidden from us. Imagine I was born 1962, but I was born with these two glasses, pair of glasses that have a lens that's red and a lens that is blue. Go figure. And I was born with these glasses. These are like 3D glasses. You go to a movie and you think things are coming at you. But one represents program and the other one conditioning, right? So I'm born into the world with these glasses. And somebody comes up to me and says, Greg, what are you doing wearing your 3D glasses? I said, no, hey, what are you talking about? Programming and conditioning from childhood. So people irritate me at work. I get stressed at work. Programming and conditioning. I'm running these programs. But here's the deal. I'm not aware that I'm doing it. If somebody comes up to me and says this, I'd get defensive because I don't know that I'm wearing these. I think this is my reality. And it's the programs and the conditioning that's running me on an unconscious level. So I'm going to go first. And it's not easy for me to say this, but I finished high school. I finished college. I went on to get a career, get a couple degrees after my name. But one of the things that happened to me in my childhood in 1978 when I was in high school is my mother died. And it was like the rug was pulled out from underneath my feet. It was not easy for our family. But I went on and I wanted to be focused. I wanted to get a career, and I did. But in my 30s, all of it fell apart, all of it. I lost my job. My wife left. I know it sounds like a country song, but it's true. And I was so stressed out. I was so upset that I remember I walked outside of my house and I looked down at the ground and there was some twigs and some leaves and some snow. I didn't know what season it was. That's how stressed I was because everything that I had built for like 10, 20 years, all of it fell apart. Now, if someone came up to me and said, Greg, you were at the center of the crime in all of the occasions, which were relationships, personal and professional, I would say, I don't know what you're talking about. I just don't see I'm a victim. I don't see this. What I didn't realize is that I was running patterns from this trauma, or I was running patterns from the conditioning. And by the way, we all have these things that happen to us. So in a moment, I'm going to ask you not to go that deep because we don't have time to go that deep, but something that you do, maybe this is the way to explain it. You take 2 steps forward, and then you take 1 step back, and you're wondering why you're doing it. You could walk to your office and you know you're going to do something, you're going to get this done, and then something else happens, and you're like, I don't know why I'm doing this. Okay, we only have a minute, so 30 seconds each, find the same partner, and this is deep. I told you it was deep. If you could share this, that would be great. Go ahead, do this. 1 minute each. No, 1 minute total. We don't have a lot of time, and this is not easy. Thirty seconds. Okay, wrap it up, wrap it up, wrap it up, and have a seat, everybody. Have a seat. Have a seat. If you can hear my voice, I'm looking for a volunteer. All righty. Have a seat, everyone. All right, this, by the way, congratulations, this is not easy to do. It really isn't easy to do. So who would like to share something that you find that you run patterns over and over again? And maybe you're not aware or other people pointed out, but anybody? Yes.
I shared that I wanted a divorce, and then it happened. And it was so much more difficult navigating being divorced than I imagined. I didn't imagine anything totally rosy
Right.
because of the guy, but,
Right.
but it was so difficult.
Mm-hmm. And do you see that tied to your past, or do you see yourself repeating that, or where's the connection?
For years, I thought it dominated my thoughts.
Oh, it dominated your thoughts. Okay, great. And what's your first name?
Gina.
Gina, come up and get your gift. Give her a hand. Thank you for sharing. That's not easy.
No,
Nope, not at all.
he's dead.
Oh, did you hear what she said? This is a very dark library presentation. He's dead, and I killed him. No, it wasn't me. So if you're taking notes, the first point is the conscious mind is easily distracted. The second point is the unconscious is set. It's set in its ways, which are programming and conditioning. Now, I didn't stay here. I didn't stay down. That was many, many years ago. Now, I have the life of my dreams. I love giving presentations. I've been on national television. I've traveled internationally to speak. I'm living my dreams. I don't set an alarm clock for most of my days, except for this morning when I commuted down here, and a couple times maybe when I have meetings. But what's the difference between where I was then and where I am now? And I'll tell you what happened. A friend of mine, when I was down and out and going through the divorce and really stressed out and didn't know that it was me. If someone came up to me and said, Greg, you're the one doing this, I would say, no, I'm not. I would resist it. But it was later on, someone came up to me and invited me to a seminar. And I'm like, why do I want to go to a seminar? But I went to this seminar and I started seeing the potential of a human being to get results in life and to focus in life and to make things happen. And I know this is going to sound crazy, but I spent 20 years, 2 decades of my life studying this question. Why are some people really focused and productive and get things done and other people struggle? 20 years, 2 decades. And what I realized is that people who are productive and focused, they're able to align their mind. They're able to align their conscious with the unconscious. That's what they're able to do. Everyone I read, everyone I studied with, shared with me. I came to that conclusion after 20 years. I was in Vegas, I can't remember the year, but I was in Vegas giving a presentation for a business group. And after the presentation, I found out a friend of mine was giving a lecture. His name is Kenton Nepper, who is an insider in the entertainment industry in Vegas and has trained a lot of people. And I wanted to get to know this man. I wanted to work with him. And so I eventually got the courage to pay him a lot of money, and I literally moved into his house for 2 days, 2.5 days. His wife left, and we worked around the clock on this presentation, but most of all, my life. And I remember like yesterday, we're sitting in the kitchen. This is a true story. Some of you are not going to believe this, but this is absolutely true. We're sitting in his kitchen, and we're talking about this concept, as above, so below. And I says, Kenton, I want to draw a diamond, but I want to have 2 parts, like 2 triangles, and I want to express this idea. And he's like, I don't know, maybe we get a mirror and we talk about a mirror, maybe we talk about meditation, maybe we talk about, we're brainstorming this thing in his kitchen. We work till like midnight every night. And I said, I want to get across this idea of this, And we were coming up empty. And finally, he goes upstairs. He said, let's take a break for like 10, 15 minutes. This is absolutely true. I am not making this up. So I'm sitting in the kitchen. I'm thinking, what am I going to do for the next 10 minutes, 15 minutes? So I walk into his library. By the way, if you ever come to my house, it's wall-to-wall books. I love books. And this guy, Kenton Nepper, had a whole wall of books, completely. I walk into his library, and I grab one book. Now, there's 1,000. I grab one book, and I crack it open without flipping through the pages, and I come across this diagram, which is a triangle here, and a triangle here, and a circle around it. This isn't the original book. I went to London one day, and I said, I have to have this book. I got goosebumps, and I just went, there's no way. So he comes downstairs. I said, Kenton, what is this? He doesn't say a word. He just looks at me. He's got a twinkle in his eye. He goes, it's almost like he was saying, that's the magic of focus. So here's what I've learned. Number one, for most people, is the conscious mind is easily distracted. The unconscious is set in programs. But people who are successful and make things happen in their personal life and their private life, they're able to figure out a way to align their mind. And the way to do it is with imagination. That's the key. Now, I'm going to have to cut this lecture a little short because I want to leave us on time. But I'm looking for somebody in the audience that wants to truly make something happen in their life 2026, in 12 months from now. So normally I go through a process of vetting people, but I don't want to cut into my time and I want to end on time. So is there anyone here that has a burning desire that wants to learn how to do this? Okay, you helped me before, you haven't helped me. What's that? How is your imagination? All right, come on up, come on up. Give him a hand. Alrighty. So don't tell me what it is, because we want to keep this a secret. And I'm going to give you a card, just like this, and I'm going to give you a pen. And I want you to think of a word. So, in other words, something, face the audience, something that you want, don't write yet, something that you desire to have more of. It needs to be one word, right? So it could be love, it could be peace, it could be joy, it could be money, it could be travel. You don't want to write a sentence, right? You don't want to do it yet. I'm going to turn my back. And you don't want anybody in the audience to see it because you want to keep this a secret. So there's 4 points or 4 ways of making our focus real. And the first is you have to write it down. If the conscious mind is constantly distracted and I say to you, what do you want? He goes, I don't know what I want. Or I say to him, what do you want? He goes, well, I don't want this, right? So the first step is to write something down. Do you have something in mind? Okay, so it's one word. You want to write it clear, like license plate clear, so if I hold it up, somebody in the back could actually see it. Is that good? I'm going to turn my back.
You want to write it now?
Yeah, just print it. You want to print it. Good? All right, so while he's doing that, I'm going to pass out some cards in a few moments. Each one of you is going to get a card, all right? In fact, we'll do it now. You're going to write down something that you want as well, all right? And you can keep this private. You can keep it private. Something that you want to see more of in 2026, right? Love, joy, okay? All right, face it down so I can't see it. Excellent. Put it right here in my wallet. And cap the pen. Excellent. All right. So each one of you should get one of these cards. I'm going to do my best by bringing us to conclusion in 5 minutes. So we're right on time. So you don't have to do this now. You don't have to do this now. But what you will do, if you want to, is you will write on there something that you want more of. Okay. So the first step is to know what you want, right? That's the first step. The second step is to see it. to see it. You know, they asked one of the performers that was on Johnny Carson, how did you get on the Tonight Show? And he said he saw it before it happened. So I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to use your imagination and imagine that what you wrote down, you have. What you wrote down, you actually have. Now, is it far away? Is it close to you? What is it? Far away or close to you? And is it black and white or is it color? Okay, can you make it color and can you bring it close to you, an image? So imagination is more important than knowledge. So what we're doing here is he's writing something down, which is the first point. The second point is he's visualizing it, he's seeing it, right? You have it? Okay, good. Open your eyes. Now I want you to say to yourself the word. Don't move your lips, but say to yourself the word or the feeling or the experience, or if it's something that's happening with you and someone else, that conversation, but only in your head. So first point, write it down. So if you have that piece of paper that we just passed out, you can write down something that you want to see happen next year, right? I want to be more focused. That's okay, but I want to be on time at work, or I want to be able to, exercise, or I want to be able to, whatever it is, write it down. That's the first key, because most people don't know. Second key is you're going to rehearse this every single day for the next year. You're going to see this when you wake up in the morning. You're going to see this when you go to bed at night. You're going to say it. So the first point is he writes it. The second point is that he sees it, then he says it. The third point is you got to take action. So the way I explain this is the first point up here, there's 4 points to a diamond, is you write it down. The second point is you see it. The third point is you say it. Now, the way you drive it into your unconscious mind so it becomes a pattern so you don't have to think about it is imagination. This has taken me 20 years. Because if you tell somebody, I want you to sit down and do this, they're not going to do it. They're going to be all over the place. But if you can reprogram somebody, and this is a form of brainwashing, this is a form of reprogramming. You say, hey, what is really important to you? I want you to see it, I want you to say it. I want you to write it, I want you to see it, I want you to say it, I want you to see it, I want you to write it. Eventually, it gets into the unconscious mind, and then one day it becomes a reality, if he takes action. So this is writing it, this is seeing it, this is saying it. The conscious mind forces it down, but you have to take action. You have to take one step. So think of one thing that you could do today to make this a reality. Don't say it. One thing. And by the way, if you pull out your phones and click on that QR code, I'm going to send you a course for free. All you have to do is rate and give me some real honest feedback. I'm looking for honest feedback, but think about doing that for me. I really appreciate this. Here's what we're going to do for him. You got it? One thing that you could do, don't tell me what it is. One thing that you could do, stand right over here. You got it? Okay, good. So inside this book, The History of Magic, I have 3 envelopes. I have, take a look at it, open it up. I have A, B, and C. A, B, and C. There's an A envelope. There's a B. Here is A. Here is B. And here is C. And I promise you, we have not worked this out. Now, one of the envelopes has a green card in it. That's an indication that whatever he wrote down, whatever he visualized, whatever he's saying to himself, and the action that he's going to take today, it's going to happen for you. How does that make you feel?
That makes me feel good.
The other 2 cards, envelopes, have red cards in them. That means he's not going to see this happen in his lifetime. So, take a step forward. You're going to open the book to either A, B, and C, and you're going to hold on to one of the envelopes, any one you want. And I'm not going to ask him to change his mind. Pick an envelope, A, B, or C. Give me the book. Excellent. Hold it to your chest. Excellent. He's got A. So we have B. We have C. Had he chosen B, ha 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 ha. What does that say?
Nope.
Nope. B is nope. Nothing else in there? Nope. No, nope. Nothing. All right. So I got C and you got A. I'm not going to ask him to switch. This is important to you. I have a feeling that this is really important to you. So you want me to open mine first or yours first? Okay, so I'll hold this here. I'll open this. Ah, nope. Now I could have had nope in all of them, right? Yeah, which would have been anticlimactic. I think what you're looking for, brother, is forgiveness. Is that what you wrote?
Yes.
That's what you got. This is for you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. This is for you to give to someone. I don't know who you're going to give it to, but maybe you'll give it to the person that, who knows. There you go. All righty. All right, I want to end on time. Do we have time for questions? 2 minutes? Okay. I've asked permission to ask if you have any questions, but anybody? Yes.
What's the author of the book?
His name is Levi. Ellipse Levi, and I can show it to you afterwards. Yeah. I thank you for coming out today. I really do. I will tell you this. Everything I shared with you is absolutely true. None of it is made up. I would not be here today if it were not for, if it were not for my mother and my uncle and the story of Uncle Victor. But I will tell you this. It all began in 1972. 1972. When my Uncle Victor, he held a coin like this. He said, Greg, come here, I want to show you something. I said, what? He goes, look. And it was gone. That was just a trick. But hopefully, I shared with you some real magic. Thank you so much. Thank you, I appreciate it. Okay, if you have those cards, if you can give me a review, I'd certainly appreciate it. Thank you so much.